There you go.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. Happy Thursday. We have our Fun Time Thursday tonight. First, as always, video, which I have, and sound. Let's check it out. As always. Yep, I have sound too. And my mom's sound is off. Yay.
Yes.
So let's see. Wedding. I know you're all anxious to hear about the wedding, and I will tell you about the wedding, but I'll do that when I'm putzing around. And I will post pictures. I've been waiting. I just asked, Leah actually just stopped in, and I did not have my camera on the whole day, so I did not take one photo the whole day. So I was just in the moment, and John's sister-in-law sent me just a couple, and Leah just sent me some too. So actually she just stopped in here to pick up this giant card. She needed a card that was big for retirement, and I made one during the summer for John had needed one, and I made it, and it was 2 feet by 3 feet, and I forgot to post that. This one we actually took a picture today, and it was 1 foot wide by 1.5 feet tall. So it was a pretty big card. So I will post that, but I'll post wedding pictures first. So she just stopped in to pick that up. So we have our Fun Time Thursday tonight. We are going to go down to the table. Oh, one more thing before I go down, before my mom's like, ready to hit the button. I do need to post for Crafter's Classroom. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Not a shocker. I'm never on time. Sorry, Jennifer. So anyways, I have 2 ideas, but I will work on them this weekend. Hopefully I'll get those posted fairly timely. I won't say that they're going to be posted for sure by Monday, but hopefully I'll get them posted soon. Anyways, let's go down to the table. All right. So tonight we are doing Winter Birds. If you have this kit. Now, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. Oh, I told my mom on the way here, which I've told her before. Tonight should go the whole time. And we usually laugh about that now. But I started with a cold. Right before the wedding, and it on Saturday, Leah, after they did their first look, she came in and she's like, "Were you crying? Are you crying? Are you sick?" So I'm like, "No, I'm not sick. I'm trying to talk myself out of being sick." But probably it hit its peak on Sunday and Monday. So I did give a toast or a speech. And I was super nervous about it, and she said, besides sounding very clogged up, I did great. So anyways, but yes, so today I'm hoping that we don't go super long like normal, because I'm still at the end of this cold, and I'd like to get home and in my jammies. So
Me too. I've got that same cold.
yeah, now my mom started with the cold, so I don't know, but I probably gave it to her. So anyways, we've got 3 of these Winter Bird cards. These are mostly, no, I shouldn't say they are like assembly type cards. Everything is pre-die cut, pre-colored. And I needed something mentally easy after it's been a last few months with my bike ride, getting ready for the sale, the in-person sale, the virtual sale, in Minneapolis for a marathon. I didn't run a marathon. John ran a marathon. And then for the wedding last weekend, and then having a cold on top of it. So, anyways, let's get going. I'm glad I have something that, like these magic cards, I can do these in my sleep. So, excuse me.
We started out last fall with this darn
Did
cold.
we start out last fall with this?
And we were so sick, on and off, and then I ended up really sick.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just needs to go away.
Yes.
Yes, you are going to see some wedding pictures. Leah just gave me some. So I'm going to do a post right after I finish today, because I only have them on my phone. I only have them on my phone, so this is, and you guys are probably seeing the glare from my thing, but this is one that I will post. I don't know, can you see that, Mom?
Yeah, I can see it okay.
Okay. But anyways, that's Leah, that's my daughter, and her husband John. But they got married at the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis, and it was really cool because they were surprised with, they got their pictures taken on the stage, and the stage is called this I don't know, it has a name to it. It's a famous stage, and well, it has a name to it. And so they didn't know that. Nobody knew that. And all of a sudden they came and they said, okay, now we're going to take pictures on the stage. So John was super excited about that because he's a theater buff. So it was a very elegant wedding, very small. Everett, the 3.5-year-old, was the ring bearer, and he struggled a little bit. So anyways, let's go on to this first, and then while you guys are taping, then I can talk more. So we are starting out with our magic card, and the overlay, the large oval overlay fits on, oh, I've got Leah and John on my phone, and I can't see what I'm doing. I got to get back to that. There we are. Oh. How do I get back to live? Because now I'm behind. Anyways, so this picture, or this overlay, is obviously cut with one of our frame overlays, but I don't want the word thanks. But I don't have an overlay without the words in it. So you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna cut those words out. So if you trust yourself, you can do that. If you don't trust yourself, we can always like put the words up a little bit higher so they cover. You know, that's also an option if you don't trust yourself cutting that out. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to just cut that out because really you're not going to see that bottom little bit anyways. So, and if you've ever debated on whether you need one of the word frame dies, there's a thanks, there's a happy birthday, there's a congrats. So, but if you've ever been like, I don't know if I need one of those with those words, well, here's another option. Cut the words off. And then you have a little word die cut if you want. So this is probably going to go in grab bags. So, who would have thunk? You have to be resourceful and use supplies in different ways than you thought. So who would have thunk that you were going to use that frame die just for the thanks? We just cut it off. Anyways, okay, so let's go on to our magic card. Well, we could just do this right away since we have these two pieces out. So the magic card, it's scored, so the bump side is down. And right away, we're just going to put these two on. Normally, I do this last, but as long as we had our hot little hands on these two pieces, let's just take care of attaching our oval overlay. Yes.
Would the large layering oval work?
Well, this is the large.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is the large oval overlay. Okay.
Okay.
That's what this is. And then this is the die that has the word thanks in it.
Okay.
There's also one that says congrats and also one that says happy birthday. So then I used that one to cut my pattern paper.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yes, this, if you can definitely use that, like especially if you want to just put one layer on there. You guys know me, I like to double layer. So this pattern paper, yes, is in the new paper pad that I'm supposed to be doing. Next week, I am going to post Christmas card kits, and I will post this pattern paper pack, the pet one, and the autumn one. So next week, you know, watch because there's going to be things posted online next week. I'll do a Facebook post. I'll talk about it on Thursday. Yep, I got to get rolling here. Christmas card kits are next. Crafters Classroom and Fun Time Thursday for November are next. Now that, I've had 3 big life events this year. Jake and Kirsten had a baby, Josh graduated, and Leah got married.
And John graduated.
And John graduated too.
And you had a nephew that graduated.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just like first-hand family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of, and then the bike ride, and so anyways.
Wendy says she's around if you need help.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, Wendy's probably saying, chop, chop, lollipop. You need to get started on warehouse sale for next year. Especially if we're going to do a meet and greet on Thursday night and you want to do a special project for those gals. So, anyways, yes, the wedding was very small. It was only about 30 people. We spent the day at the Guthrie getting ready, hair, makeup, and my mom, we did all the flowers. My mom's been working on vases and all that stuff the last couple weeks, so she did all the flower arranging. They looked beautiful. I'll have more pictures as we go because they had a really good photographer, and so I'll get more pictures as we go. Leah just sent me a few, and like I said, I did not take one. So anyways, we're gonna turn this over. Actually, we're gonna put this off to the side, but you can turn it over face down. Let's go on to the printed one and the acetate. Now, if you're new to magic cards, the half sheets come in the package. They don't come pre-printed and pre-stamped. This is solely for a kit. So the half sheets, you stamp your image on there. Make sure whichever direction you're doing it, if you're doing it horizontal or vertical, that it's kind of in the middle, because you want to be able to cut all the way around the acetate. Now the acetate comes as 8.5 by 11. I did print these, but if you were doing this at home, you would cut it into quarters and you would stamp it with StazOn. And then you're going to stamp that same image right here and color it in. That's how we got to where we're at. And then I did have Becky put the tape on there. So right now you can peel off that tape backing. And what we're going to do is you're going to line up your image starting, and I usually start at the bottom of the image, so it's lined up, lined up, lined up, and then by the time it sticks, then it's totally lined up. So don't start lining it up straight down on it. Start lining your image up like at the bottom, so if you need to wiggle it a little, you can get it totally lined up as you go. So, speaking of myself and family, just in case you don't remember, I'm not in the offices on Wednesday anymore because I am babysitting the 2 grandbabies on Wednesdays. So that's my grandbaby time, although I do get some Everett time tomorrow with just Everett, instead of Everett and the baby. So that'll be fun. We're going to go to the park. He's been asking to go on the trail by my house, and we're going to go to the park. So probably take a picnic.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. It's just going to be Grandma and Everett time. So he was the ring bearer, and he did great during rehearsal, but yeah, he wasn't having such a great day on the day of the wedding, and that's okay because he's like 3.5, and it was a lot for him. He'd never been to a big city. It was a 4.5-hour car ride, lots of lights, staying in a hotel. Like, he had a lot of firsts. So yeah, he was just a little out of his element. So anyways, now we are going to cut all the way around. So cut, and cut. So cut flush to the acetate. Some people like to use a personal paper trimmer. I like to just use a scissors, but you want to just cut flush all the way around. And right now it's attached, so you're going to cut flush to the top of the acetate. flush to the top, and it will still be attached up there. You just want to cut flush to the top. I find it kind of hard to see when I'm using a personal paper trimmer, so that's why I like to just use a scissors, but some people like to use a personal paper trimmer. And whatever works for you, you do you. Whatever you need to do. But you just want to cut flush all the way around. So flush, and then flush to the bottom. And I'm going to get drinks every once in a while of like vitamin water, non-spiked. Trying to stay hydrated, and I got my regular water. Anyways, so you should have this. You should have your acetate attached to your cardstock on the very top edge, and it's cut flush all the way around. Now we have a big piece of red, okay, and most of that is to layer with your Christmas, but we're going to cut, we only need about 3/8 of an inch up here, so we're going to cut a 3/8 inch strip. I believe this is 2 inches, so we're going to cut about 3/8 off of it. And that is just to cover up that tape line. If you need to do a little bit more, then do a little bit more. If you want to do a little bit less, do a little bit less. But a 1/2 inch to 3/8 of an inch. And that's just to cover up your tape line right up here. And while we have this out, we may as well chop this up too. So on mine, I cut down the ends, and I might have cut it a little bit closer on the bottom. So if you want to cut your fossil piece a little bit closer, you have at it. I'm cutting off my ends. So, you would think that I would be able to give a toast, because I talk all the time, but I don't know, I was super nervous.
Nobody would have guessed it, Sarah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Nobody guessed it.
I keep feeling like I was like stumbling over my words.
I don't think you did. And you recited that whole piece.
Oh. I did. There's, John and I have a favorite movie, and I did bring that up. And it's Gladiator, and I know one of the lines in the movie, and it was funny because his dad did a toast too, and he actually referenced when he took John to see Gladiator, so it was funny. So there is one of the pictures that I'm going to be posting later is a picture of me zipping up Leah's dress, which she was absolutely stunning. So the funny story with my dress is that Kirsten had an extra dress, and it was dark blue, and Leah said, if you want to wear navy or something more neutral, whatever you want to do. And so Kirsten's like that she had this long navy blue dress, and so she gave it to me. And Kirsten's quite a bit taller than I am, so I needed to get it hemmed. Well, I've been trying it on over the last few months, and when I first got the dress, it did not fit me. But then with, exercising and stuff, I've lost weight, and so I could finally get this dress up, but it still was hard to zip because there was like ruching going down the middle of the dress, and it was a side zipper, and it was hard to get it past that ruching. And I could get it past the ruching like when I wasn't in the dress, but it was hard. So anyways, I went to get the dress hemmed, and I was fairly last minute. Why, you ask? I don't know. But anyways, I was fairly last minute, and I told the seamstress it just needs to be hemmed. And she said, okay. And I've taken things there before. And she went to zip it up, and she said, yeah, it's hard to get by that ruching because they sewed it to the zipper too tight to the fabric. So anyways, she got it up, she did the bottom part of it. She's like, here, I'm going to show you how the zipper pulls easier. So she unzipped it, and then she hooked it at the top, and then she held it at the bottom, and then she's like, hold it tight at the bottom, and then zip. Somebody else doing this, but hold it tight at the bottom and then zip it up. So she did, and it went right up. And then she went to unzip it, and the zipper broke while she was unzipping it. So now at this point, it needs a new zipper, which I thought about asking for a new zipper originally, but then I was like, because I'm kind of delayed, I didn't want to, push it and ask for a new zipper, but then it ended up breaking while I was at the seamstress, and then it had to get a new zipper anyways. It went up beautifully. So anyways, that's my dress story. So let's go on here really quick, and we are going to attach the piece that we cut. And I went ahead and did my word one at the same time. That's what I was doing when I was blabbing away. But we cut one piece that was 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. We're going to attach that flush to the top edge, and it should be the correct width. If it's not, just take a little snip off if you need to. So you're going to attach that flush to the top, and then your circle, so that attaches flush to the top, then your circle attaches to the back. And I usually don't put it, too far up, because otherwise it won't fit in the envelope. See, if it's up too high, it goes past the top of the envelope. So I usually do it half or a little bit less than halfway up. So let's go ahead and do those two pieces. And then I forgot to say this on my list, but if you have a piece of Scotch tape, that's my little trick for slider things. So Leah and John did this first look, and she had a dress, and one of the new things when she was dress shopping is this overskirt. So instead of having this big long train and then bustling it up, it's having a dress and have this overskirt attach onto it. So they did their first look, and she didn't wear the overskirt. So then when the ceremony came, there was still part of the dress that he hadn't seen, which was the overskirt. So that's how she made it a little bit more, special, that he was seeing her for the first time. All right, so now we have our magic card.
Okay, so I posted that picture of Ev.
Oh, that's a cute picture.
I didn't have my phone out very much either, but I was taking pictures of it.
Here.
I posted it on your Facebook, on
the paper cut?
On the paper cut.
Oh, my mom just posted this one. This is Ev, but my mom just posted it. And he was in a cute little bow tie, and Leah had given him this, the night before, had given them this
crane
with a wrecking ball, and he's watching something. So, and the flowers are way in the back that my mom was working on. But yeah, he had some moments, but yeah,
it's
that's
a lot.
That's one time that he was sitting there quietly. Anyways, Lynn, you don't have a circle. Mom, can you write that down?
Yep.
Lynn Johnson is missing the circle. And Lynn, that can be added on later. Sorry about that. Anyways, if you have a piece of Scotch tape, I just usually put that on the back, because then when this is sliding up and down, if it's going to get caught on anything, it's going to get caught right there. But if you have the Scotch tape covering it, kind of covers up the lip of it. So if you don't have it, that's fine too, but just if you do. All right, now the magic card. Usually I draw my little lines on here, and I haven't done that. But this is the back of the magic card. Remember the front, we already put this on? we're turning this over face down, and we are going to, the little slider and stop Becky did for you, and it's kind of like a capital I-shaped piece, and it's got the little slider on there. So that's this piece right here, and Becky pre-put the tape on there for you. We don't always do that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. This time we did. So we are peeling the backing off, the top and the bottom, and then they are going to attach flush to this top right edge. So while you guys are doing that, I'm just going to take and...
Oh, that's nice. Marion Phillips said at the expo she found a vendor that had a small stamp that said pull.
Oh, yes, that is very nice.
Got it just for these cards.
Yep. On Endless Creations used to have one that says pull. Anyways, sometimes I just colored on my wrong side. Oh no, I didn't. I colored on the right side. So you're going to attach it flush to the upper right hand corner, and then it'll attach to the bottom. If you attach it a little bit lower, you'll have a little bit hanging off down here, and just snip that off. But try and peel the backing off and then attach it flush. So flush to the top right edge, top right, and then this will attach to the bottom. And then this piece does slide up and down. So this piece attaches to the back of this piece of cardstock, and as you pull it up, then it stops it from pulling out. So this is why this stops from pulling out, is because this little bugger is attached. So we're going to put that all the way in that bottom position. Then we are going to take our finger and separate our cardstock from our piece of acetate. So I like to take my pointer finger, and now I'm looking at it upside down, and I like to separate my cardstock from my acetate. Now normally I have this piece at my belly. So this is my T. This is my Magic Card die cut, which is a T. But I don't think it all fits in the screen, so I'm just going to turn it really quick to the side. But keep your bottom to your T, and you're going to come at it like this. But I'm just going to turn it so you can see. So separate it with your finger, cardstock, acetate, and then slide it on the bottom of that T. So on one side is the printed one, on the other side, well, is the printed one also, but one side is the colored, one side is the black and white. Slide that up, and you're going to stop when you get to the score, okay? And then you're going to fold it up. Now you'll be looking at the back of your circle, and we're going to turn it over, and now you can pull it up, and it'll pull all the way out just because we don't have it attached yet. But you're just going to make sure that it changes color. So as you pull it up, see it changes color? Some people are looking right here and it's like, my guy disappeared. What? Really, he's up here. So now we're going to turn it back over. We'll be looking at the back side of the circle. Make sure that's pushed all the way back down. And you have your little eye piece over here. This is your slider, which we did cut it with the die. Then we're going to pull the backing off. Make sure it's centered left to right. Make sure it's centered left to right. And then I took the backing off. So take the backing off, make sure it's all the way to the bottom and centered left to right. And you're going to fold it in. Give it a little push. Now that's sticking to the back of this cardstock. Now when we pull it up, if we turn it over and pull it up, it will stop. So it won't pull all the way out. Again, we can put it back down. Now we're going to put tape just right here. So just on the side. So we're only going to put tape right here. If you put tape all the way around, you're going to end up sticking this side to the piece that's supposed to pull up and down, and that would be bad. So just put tape along this side, and then you're going to fold that in. And I know a lot of you have done magic cards with me before. I throw them in because they're fun. And sometimes I need something that's a little mentally easy for me. And going through the sale, we needed to put something together that we could put together a little bit more easily. So, especially while we were still getting orders out. So all the sale orders are out. With the exception, I'm holding one until next month's kits. But otherwise, everything is out of the house. So this piece we already assembled. Now when you attach it, you know, some of you may put it up a little bit higher if you're covering up the word thanks. You know, like I said, when you cut that thanks out of there, you can't see where I did mine, but if it's right here, you can cover that little bit up if you need to. Like say you took a nick out of there or something. Anyways, you can put it down centered. You can put it off to one side like I did. You can put it off to the other side. You can do whatever you want to do. You can put it up at the top if you want to put it at the top.
I know. You do you.
You do you, yeah. Anyways, when you're putting it on there, whatever part is intersecting this oval, do not put tape on there. But we're going to use foam tape. So if I am going to put it towards this side and the bottom, if I flip it right there, and I'm going to use foam tape just to get it up off the acetate just a little bit. So now when I flip it back over, my foam tape is right here and along the bottom. And again, you can put it wherever you want. But that's why I did not put foam tape on the whole thing, because if I did that, I'm going to stick it to my acetate, then it's not going to move. So
You can put it wherever you want as long as it's not going to.
yes, you can put it wherever you want, but when you put your foam tape on there, just make sure that you don't have foam tape where it's intersecting the acetate. Yes, you can do whatever you'd like. And there we go. We have our first card done. Oh, Stephanie just got hers today. That's good.
Yeah.
I was wondering how long it was going to take. And actually, Emily Henry said she got hers today, and she's in Florida too. So, oh, Dale Macatura, hers is lost in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Oh, but it'll get there, Dale. If you're watching, it will get there eventually. Every once in a while, you know, we ship a lot of U.S. mail packages, and I swear for the number of packages that we ship, we have very few of them that get lost. But like I think Linda Carnes has had one take a trip across the country, or it was Kathy Dunn. One of you two in Ohio had it go everywhere. And yep, now Dale's was in Florida and then went to Puerto Rico. So it's making a trip over the ocean and coming back. It'll get there. Unfortunately, when that happens, there's not much you can do about it. You just have to kind of wait patiently.
Take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath, yeah, because yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah.
Sometimes things just go awry, and with the weather, crazy weather.
Yeah, sometimes they do. I'm actually surprised that some of the Florida people got theirs so quickly after the hurricane.
Sarah, how do you print on the acetate? You have special printers?
So when I print on the acetate, I print with my laser printer. So I have a laser printer as opposed to an inkjet printer. Okay, when I print on the acetate. A laser printer has a big toner cartridge. So like I have cartridges that are, you know, big and long like this that slide into my toner. That's a laser. If you have the little ones, like the little like wells, not this ink pad, but something about the size of the ink pad or smaller, that slide in. If you have like the little well things full of liquid ink, that is a inkjet printer, and that's shooting the ink out. When you have a laser printer, it's these big toner cartridges, and it heats it and lays the toner down via heat. So that's the difference between the laser. If you have the little ones that have the little wells and it's an inkjet, it won't dry on the acetate. If you have the toner does dry on the acetate, or it doesn't, it's not wet. So yeah, but you can stamp with StazOn. Your other option is, let's see, I don't have a StazOn ink pad I do have a StazOn ink pad close to me. Hang on. If you are stamping, you are going to use a StazOn ink pad. Jet black. StazOn is the best way to do it. So, all right. Let's go on to our vertical banded Z-fold. Oh, somebody, and I don't know who it was, somebody on one of the posts recently that had the dogs on it commented, and I'm looking for this person because I saw the post and I cannot find it for the life of me. I don't know if they commented on YouTube. I don't know if they commented on Instagram. But you know how when you see a comment and it comes down your notifications and then poof, now I can't find it?
Yes.
Anyways, somebody commented about Dodge. Dodge is the big brown dog. And somebody commented about the type of breed he is, saying that I believe their son has a dog like Dodge, that it's a hunting breed, and they gave a name to what they thought he was, and they said that their one that is very similar to Dodge is scared of his own shadow. Well, that is very similar to Dodge. He is afraid of his own shadow, and he's been like that since they got him at 4 months. So anyways, if you saw that comment, please send it on to me. Or if you're watching, whoever posted that comment, let me know, because I'm really curious as to what breed you think he is. He came from a pound. He came from down south, brought up on a bus through like a Petco or one of the pet stores, and they had an adoption event, and so they have no history on him. And he is very much like a hunting dog because he's very stealth in our backyard when he's going after bunnies, squirrels, deer, turkeys, whatever.
He goes into a pointer stance.
Yeah, he goes into a pointer stance, yeah.
Yeah.
And he is afraid of everything. And we just thought that he was, had trouble when he was raised in his first 4 months. But anyways, off topic, but if anybody...
if you made that post,
if you made that comment, or if you know who made that comment, or if you saw that comment, let me know, because I really want that person to message me. Anyways.
Okay, Sarah,
Yep.
a question.
Yeah.
Is the coloring then done with alcohol ink?
The coloring,
if
the color behind here was, because see, it's not colored on the, it's not colored on the acetate, it's colored on the cardstock. So you can color with whatever you want.
Okay.
You can stamp that with an archival ink, and then you can color it with alcohol markers. This is color copied, so it's printed. I believe the person that did color it, she did a great job, by the way. And it's one of Brass and Bliss designers. I believe she uses alcohol inks.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And if you take the acetate out of the magic card like I just did, you can do that. Just make sure it goes back in on the correct side of the white piece. The first time I did it, it was behind there, and then it disappeared totally. So, anyways, vertical banded Z-fold. The bumps are the inside, so it's got a regular score like an A2 card, and then it has another score on the front that's going to fold back. So it's making this Z. Okay. Now, similar to, you could make an easel card. If you folded it the other way, you could make a horizontal easel card. So if you don't want to do a vertical banded, you could use the same card to do a horizontal easel. You could also do, something, with a shape attached to the front where it pulls like that. So you don't have to stick to the banded Z-fold card. You could do other things with this same fold. Just like, we cut the thanks out of this die. So, all right, let's first go to...
By the way, Emily's crafting with you tonight.
Oh,
Sarah.
good.
She usually doesn't, so.
I didn't know, I know you said you got your box, but I didn't know if you had like other supplies with you, because I think you're still displaced, so I didn't know if you had your stuff. But this one's pretty easy because you don't need all of your stuff. You really just need adhesive and scissors. So this one, we're going to just attach the pieces. We have a little bit of cutting of stuff. So these two pieces we're going to tape together. And we're going to put on this back. So we're working all on the bump side right now. And we're just going to attach these and put them on that back panel. And like I said, this is the paper pad that I was supposed to do last year. It will be out the same week that I get the Christmas card kits out too. Had to get through all the other stuff, and now we'll get on. Now we'll move on. Okay, so that's going to attach to this back panel. It's hard to see white on white. Let's see, you're just attaching it. It has a very thin border. Now, if you don't like my thin borders and you want to chop them a little bit, in so you have a bigger border, you do whatever you want to do. Knock your socks off.
See, look, he is a red bone, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's what I've always called him.
Yeah, that's what I've always thought
and
too.
I just looked him up, and these guys look exactly like Dodge.
Like Dodge, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been coming to work with me every day. He's getting more used to it. He actually came out and saw Steve the mailman today.
That was a big deal.
That was a big deal. And he actually went into the shop all by himself. Like, pushed the door open. I was out there doing shipping stuff. Yep, I know, I've seen.
It looks just like him.
Yeah, the one on the end does. Yeah. So, this piece, you're going to cut it into 2 inches. So, it's going to fit on this panel and that panel. Now, you might have to cut it a hair smaller than 2 inches. I gave you a 4-inch piece of paper or a 4.06-inch piece of paper. So cut them and try it. And if you need to take a sneak off after. So cut 2. So like the 2-inch fits on there pretty good. But because the score's in there, the score takes up a little bit of room, so that's why you might need to cut it a hair smaller. Yeah, the name that this gal mentioned was, I thought it started with a C, but I could be wrong.
With a C.
With a C, but I looked up dog breeds that start with C and I didn't see it.
Red bone coonhound? Did she call him a coonhound?
No, it was a shorter name than that. So, I don't know. But anyways, these two you're just going to attach right onto these 2 panels. Not sure. That's why I'm hoping she's on or sees this. I just thought it was very interesting when she said their dog is afraid of their own shadow. Just like Dodge. So, the wedding, back to the wedding. It was in this theater, and on the theater there's this endless bridge. So they got married with the backdrop of Minneapolis, looking out over, like, through these windows. That was the endless bridge, because there's this bridge that juts out, that is, like, hanging off the side of the building. And then where the dinner was, there's like the opening in the floor and it's called the amber box. So this one juts out on the side of the building too. And there's an opening in the floor that you're like, it's glass and then it's looking straight down. And it kind of has this amberish tint to it. I'll post one of the pictures in the amber box too, because you'll see the yellow background behind them. So, and then these two pieces get connected with foam tape. So foam tape, we'll do that. But yes, it was very pretty. I can't wait to see the pictures. The photographer did a great job.
Yeah. Oh man, was she good.
She was really good. And that's pretty much, they just wanted a more intimate thing with dinner. So the dinner took a while. So we had the ceremony, and my 2 rules were don't trip and don't cry, which I didn't trip, but I did cry. Sometimes I take my fingernail and I just go around, because when you die cut things, sometimes you end up with little snibbly things on there. So I'm going to wait to put foam tape behind this guy, just because when you attach him, you don't want foam tape behind the pieces that are extending up. So I'm just going to set these 2 guys aside. And then, oh, I gave you an extra word here. Now, where could you put this word? You could, I don't have it on mine, I just gave it to you because I had extra space when I was printing stuff. But if you wanted to die cut an oval, you could put it on this back panel right here, and you want it to be behind this oval. So if you wanted to cut that out, you just want to make sure it falls behind this oval. So it could be right here. Or you could put it on the back, or you could save it for your other card. But that's what this is for. If you want to die cut an oval, and you would put it, because it was too long to go right here. Unless you did it starting, so this oval covered it up too. So you could start it right here, bring it out in a rectangle, and that oval will cover it. So that's what this word is for. I don't have it on my sample. Now let's go to our band. So the band folds opposite. So basically you're going to fold that like a Z also, but you're going to have the flat part in the front and then the Z part in the back, where on the card, the Z part's in the front. Okay, so we have these 2 strips. So you can see that I cut them slightly, or I made them slightly wider than the white, because then you didn't have to worry about getting them on there totally straight. Now let's just look at our band just really quick, because sometimes it'll extend slightly off. Like you can see when I fold it, this is extended slightly off by a hair. So I do want to cut that. This part is extended slightly, so I am going to just give that a little trim. If yours extends slightly past it.
Did they say maybe Rhodesian Ridgeback, sir?
That could be too. No, that's not what the gal said.
Okay.
Because it was a short word.
Oh, God.
But yes, I've always thought he was either a Rhodesian Ridgeback or a red bone.
But that Rhodesian Ridgeback has got a hair growing in the opposite direction up the back of his spine.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think he's that. But
yeah. So now we're going to cover these. If you want to, like I said, I made this a little bit wider, just so you didn't have to worry about it on there straight. But if you want to cut it a little bit so it fits on there exactly, it doesn't matter. You're just going to cover up the whole front. So the long one is not a problem. I'm just going to attach that from the score to the other end. Good to go. But don't put tape, because this does extend like a 30-second past on either side. Don't put tape all the way to the edge.
Sarah, do you remember the cookie table that you helped with at a wedding?
The cookie table?
Yeah, Linda Beyer is asking.
I don't remember helping with the cookie table.
Okay.
Did I help with a cookie table?
I don't know.
Huh. Anyways, just make sure it's on there straight, because now that when I was talking, I put mine on there crooked. Whoops. Oh well. I'm not going to worry about it. But for your other one, you can definitely score it. I am going to trim it. So again, I'm going to trim these at this is 4 1/4. I'm going to trim it exactly at 4 1/8, so exactly in half. And then I might need to take a little bit more off just to make it fit.
Tracy Zan says, I know one day when my boys get married, I'll bawl my eyes out.
Yeah.
And the mother-son dance, God help, so I don't hyperventilate.
Yeah. They just did an intimate dinner and toasts, and that was it.
It was so nice.
It was so nice.
You got an opportunity to really delve into personalities and
you got a chance to talk
understand.
to people.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like it just went by as a whirlwind.
Yep. I love that kind of a wedding.
So, see, if I line this up with the score, it extends a hair beyond. So I need to take a little bit more off of there. So it was just super nice. They had a seating chart. They kind of mixed up the family.
Yes.
Like it wasn't all Justisons at a table, and it wasn't all Hoffmeisters at a table.
Yep. It was very, very thoughtful.
We were back at the hotel by 10 o'clock. And that was after Josh and my mom and I picked up the vases and the flowers and all that stuff. Yep. When your kids get married, you're allowed to be a big crybaby.
Yeah, yeah, you are. Linda Beyer says the cookies completely covered the table and made swirl shapes in design.
Oh, that is cool.
You don't remember?
No.
Huh.
No.
Oh, well.
I wonder where that was at.
Isn't it funny what we can pick out of our memory banks sometimes? Or can't.
So yes, I cut these just a hair smaller so they would fit. Because with the scores in there, sometimes you just have to. There we go. Oh, no, that one I put a little bit too tight in there anyways.
When Sarah's brother, when your brother Dave graduated from dental school, I was the same way when they hooded them.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. It's just a mess.
All right, so before we attach that on there, and while we're cutting stuff, let's go ahead, and I gave you a winter wishes and I gave you a Merry Christmas. So you're going to cut those smaller to attach right there with the gumdrop green.
Tracy said, was it your son or daughter who got married? It was your daughter.
Daughter, yep.
Leah.
Leah. The son, the youngest, is the one that graduated with his doctorate. in May, and the other son, the middle, he had a baby in June. So yes, they've all had big life events this year. Oops. Now I'm attaching this to this green, and I like to attach in 2 corners and then just trim 2 sides. So that's what I'm doing. And the Guthrie Theater where it was at, oh my gosh, they were wonderful.
Oh, they were Johnny on the spot,
They
Sarah.
were great.
Gosh.
And when we were done, like, they didn't take the flowers. So we left them at the Guthrie, and they just said that they would distribute them, you know, throughout the different desks and areas. And the workers came up, you know, and just, we said, help yourself. And they were just so like, thank you. Or for the caterer too, some of those people, and they were all wonderful.
For a venue that doesn't host a lot of weddings, I was blown away by their professionalism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what we've heard, is that they didn't host a whole lot of weddings there, and they were just amazing. Okay, so now I'm putting the Winter Wishes or the Merry Christmas on there. And I'm putting that on the band. And again, where would you write on a card like this? You know, you could put an oval up here, a blank oval, and write up there. You could write right here, small, or right here and right here, because both of those are hidden. You could write on the back.
Or you could enclose a little.
Or you could enclose a little card.
Mm-hmm.
June does that a lot when she sends us cards here.
Yes.
She gives you the card, but then encloses a piece not attached, so then you actually have the card to reuse, which is nice. So, okay, now, remember this piece is extra. If you want to use it, use it. And then when we attach this, now you can either start at the back, so you can put tape on this one, attach it, then you're going to open this up but only put tape on the second half, because remember when you're attaching the front, it's only attaching to this front panel. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to lay this out, kind of how it goes. We're going to put tape on this section. So I folded it forward. And you can attach it as high, as low as you want it. I'm just going to look at this again and line that up. And I can't remember if I had it going all the way out to the edge or just to the edge of the red. That's what I forgot. I think it goes all the way out to the edge. And maybe you want to wait for a minute until I do mine. I'm going to attach it all the way out to the edge of the white. And then I'm going to, so again, this is what's attaching. We're going to bend that over. We're only going to put tape on, I'm looking for a marker, on that section right there. Because that section is what's going to attach. If you put tape on the whole thing, again, you're going to tape your card shut. So just be very leery of where you put your tape. Oh, I just ran out of tape on my tape gun, and that's okay.
There's another one
I know.
here.
I have my 1/4 inch, and then basically that's just going to fold flat. Then we have this little guy, which I did pop up, but only put it foam tape. Don't put foam tape on the top of the presents, because again, you'll tape your card shut. So we can put foam tape on our winter bird, but only on the bottom of our sleigh. And you can see that I have foam tape pre-cut. I just keep grabbing it. Usually I'm not on the ball. Today there was not as much homework, or getting supplies out, so I was able to get some stuff foam taped, or some foam tape pre-cut. Okay. So there we have our, remember, no tape behind here. This I just put tape, flat tape, and again, only the section that's going to attach. So if you're going to stick it out further, only put tape on a little. If you're going to stick it in further, you can put tape on more. It just depends on how much you're going to extend beyond that panel. And yes, this would be a perfect place to put another oval up here, especially with that extra word that I gave you. So there's our vertical banded Z-fold card. Now we have one more, and the last one is pretty easy. These two were more mechanical, so that's why I only did 3 in this class instead of 4. I could have made you guys color the winter birds, but they were colored so darn cute that I just liked them. I don't even know if I have the sample of this card. Oh, I do. So yeah, this one's pretty easy. It's our Steno card. And there's an extra white panel in here. So that panel, see there's a white glitter panel in here, and there's a smaller white panel. The smaller white panel is for the inside. So we're just going to go ahead and attach our smaller white panel on the inside. So tonight is a first, because I've been telling my mom we're going to get done early.
And we actually
never do.
Yeah.
But today we actually are, which is good because I'm, fading a little. I know, Wendy, I love the little birds too. I tried to work these into the warehouse sale classes and then I didn't, or I was going to, and then I didn't, and it worked out great because then I could do a whole little class with them, with the whole stamp set. I did just crinkle my paper, but that's okay. At the top, I'm going to put the die cut over it. So yeah, this is our quick and easy card with our 2 mechanical cards. But because we didn't have any brush blending or coloring or tedious die cuts to pop out, this class actually went fairly fast.
Jill Chapman, I know you're watching on Facebook, and maybe you're watching on YouTube also. I don't know because you haven't commented there, but if in case you're not, Tracy Zayon says it's glad to see that she's not the only crier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Jill said she was, yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay.
So the people that are commenting on Facebook cannot see what the people that are watching on YouTube are posting. But the people that watch on YouTube can see the posts from Facebook.
Really?
Yes.
How is that?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But if they're watching on both, they're obviously seeing everything. But
right. I didn't know that.
yeah, YouTube people can see what Facebook users have posted.
Uh-huh. Huh. Well, that's really interesting.
Yes, so that's why sometimes I interject some things here
Uh-huh.
because
Right. Huh. I didn't know that. So, the words, I'm going to start with the words. I'm going to cut those down right away because then everything else is just popping up and adhering. Wow, that's kind of cool.
yeah.
So I'm just going to cut my words down. And you could, like these words, you know, if you wanted to use these words instead, because laughter and joy, that would be fun. Or you could put it on the inside of your card.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Jill says she's watching on both, but she doesn't see comments on YouTube. You need to sign up for.
Because you see them, Mom?
Yeah, I can see.
Oh.
I can see them.
But is that because you're the moderator?
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, because on YouTube you're not. Oh, on the back of these words, when I had printed them, I printed on a piece of paper that I already had printing on the back that was sitting by my printer. So if you are looking at these words and you're like, I have the wrong words and they're cut off, you're looking at the wrong side.
Okay. Okay, so if you're on YouTube and you don't see a place to post things, then you don't have your live chat turned on.
Oh, okay. So you need to turn your live chat on.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. So there must be a setting in there somewhere to turn on your live chat.
Yeah.
So besides it being a learning how to make a magic card and a vertical banded Z-fold card, it's also a learning YouTube.
Well, I think it's just by subscribing. You can watch on YouTube, but you don't have to be a subscriber, I think. So you have to subscribe to your channel.
But is there a setting for turning on the live chat?
I don't know. I think just by subscribing that turns on the live chat.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're going to turn these over and we're going to put a whole bunch of foam tape on there. I don't have chat. Oh, Jill doesn't have chat with her Roku. She's watching on a TV.
Okay.
So maybe that's it.
Yep. Thanks for that explanation, Jill. That answers a few questions.
I think it's cool how you can put it up on your big screen.
Yeah, I do too, but you can't subscribe there.
Well, sometimes I'll watch my Ego on YouTube, and I'll watch them on my big screen TV.
So Stephanie says if you don't subscribe, you can't save the class. I don't understand that.
Well, it's always saved, but maybe you can save it to your
Oh, I get it.
stuff.
I understand.
Because yes, you can save stuff if you want to save it. I mean, it's always saved on mine.
Yes.
But you can also save it like under your stuff.
Okay.
So it's easy to find. You don't have to search for it each time.
I get it.
Okay. Well, there. We're learning all kinds of things tonight.
Oh my gosh, are we ever?
And you can
Well, Wendy Gilbertson says she is not a subscriber and she can see the Facebook comments on YouTube.
Oh.
Well, no.
Yeah, there's got to be a setting.
Yes. Thanks, Wendy.
Alrighty. We're getting there. Oh, on my original sample, I popped up both layers.
Wendy said she'll ask the girls. They may know.
Yeah.
Ask the
For
younger
college
generation.
age, yeah, the younger generation, they'll know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did pop up both layers on my original sample. On this one I just did just that. And it might depend on if you're going to mail it too, because sometimes the mail, when it's popped up too much, is not a great thing.
I'm a moderator on Facebook, but I'm not
on YouTube.
Not
yeah.
on YouTube, so that's why I don't think that's got anything to do with it.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to attach my bird. And yes, he's very fun. I like the saying, "May your holidays be filled with love and mayhem."
Mm-hmm.
All the kids will be in town this year for Christmas, so that'll be fun. It'll be a full house. Oh, no, wait. Or did I have a full house? Yeah, it'll be a full house this year.
Yeah.
Now, I gave you some gems. You can use the gems however you'd like. If you have some colored gems, like I did put gems on, I did just put gems on the red, but if you have like a yellow, green, blue, if you have all different colors of gems, you could put them on all of them. But I only gave you red ones. But I'm sure some of you have like a whole plethora of different colored gems. And these just happen to be ones that you kind of have to pull off sideways. So pull them off sideways to keep the adhesive on them. Otherwise, you just have to add glue. Yeah, if you pull them straight off, usually the adhesive sticks to the plastic. I'm not always great at random placement for gems, so you do whatever you want to do. I do have kits, if anybody wants kits. They're on the class page. So Lynn is missing gems and an envelope. Wow, Lynn, you got the
Wow.
the missing kit. We've been doing pretty good with class kits, except for yours. So, sorry. So there was our Winter Birds Fun Time Thursday. Again, this week, watch for Christmas card kits to be posted. Watch for new pattern printed paper pads. And, and then also watch for Crafters Classroom and next month, Fun Time Thursday. So, anyways, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Sorry it was a little shorter, but I'm going to go home, get my PJs on, and get under a nice warm blankie. So have a great night, and we'll see you next week.